I'm actually embarrassed to say this, but I feel like my dependency for AI is making me dumber every single day. In these past few months, I've become so lazy that every time I think of an idea, every time I'm trying to do something, I can't write down my thoughts, my ideas properly without running to ChatGPT for help. And I don't think this is a good thing. Because at first I thought it was making me like more productive. Like, why spend 30 minutes thinking of something, writing down, while AI can give you over 10 ideas in just 10 minutes. But one thing I've started to realize is that it's taken away all of my creativity. Like, because when I was a kid, I used to be a writer, but as of right now, I can't even write one page of something that I've been thinking about without running to AI for help. And I don't think I'm the only one. There's people out there using AI for literally every aspect of their lives. And the thing with AI is that it makes our lives simple. You don't have to go through that friction of thinking so much, but that friction is what actually builds your creative thinking in a way. If you spend a month without walking, obviously your legs are going to become weak. And this is the same thing with your brain. If you don't exercise your thinking muscles, your mental muscles, if you don't exercise them by going through that friction, by letting yourself struggle to articulate your thoughts, to write down your ideas, then you're not exercising that creative muscle of yours. Because solving a problem, writing down an idea, writing a story, thinking of a business plan, all of this is your brain exercising. And if you use AI for literally everything, your creative ability is gonna become weak over time. And that's why I think it's very important that we try to find ways of trying to like minimize our dependency on AI, like without completely avoiding it, because AI is still useful. We still need to use it, but there's better ways of using it like more efficiently without taking away your creative ability. And as of right now, I've been trying to practice two of them. I'll give them to you. The first thing is very simple. Nothing. Yeah, doing nothing, literally. No phone, no scrolling, just sitting there doing nothing. Like, even if it's for 30, 40 minutes, just sitting there doing nothing. This might be very difficult because we've become so used to to stimulation. Like, every single second every time we feel bored, like we want to just scroll on our phones. But trust me, sitting there and doing nothing for, even if it's just 20 minutes, it's very good for you, because you're giving your brain time to reflect, to articulate your thoughts better. Because every time your brain is consuming content, but this time around when you're doing nothing, your brain is actually, it's refreshing. Like, your brain can now produce its own information. I mean, just look at history. Like, most of our creative ideas that we had that were life-changing came from, if you remember the guy Isaac Newton, he was doing nothing when he discovered the laws of gravity. Like, he was just sitting there doing nothing, and an apple fell from the tree, and then he thought to himself. So essentially what I'm trying to say is, being bored is not being unproductive. It's actually space for thought. It's very good for you. And I've been doing this and I've seen some changes. I can time myself, like maybe, let's say 20, 30 minutes. So the second thing that I've been trying to do to minimize my AI dependency is writing down my ideas before I run to AI. I try to force myself to write it down in my notes, like, even if it's just a page, before, like, I force myself to go through that mental friction. It doesn't really matter if it's messy. The point is to train my thinking ability. And then after that, I can use AI to challenge my ideas, to improve them, or maybe to point out things that I've missed. In that situation, AI becomes more of like a tool instead of like something that I'm dependent on. And I think this is the best way to use it. So yeah, I think it's very important that we don't depend too much on AI. It's very useful, it's very helpful, but like, it shouldn't strip you of your creative thinking ability. As humans, what the reason why we've been able to evolve to this stage is because of our creativity, and we can't let AI strip that from us. So we have to take initiative to why am I giving a speech? What the hell? Anyways, see ya.